Stay one step ahead with Dubai Eye.
Loads going on this weekend, of course. It's going to be a real busy one. We caught up yesterday with Stu Todd, who takes care of our nightlife on the show. Stu's back on the programme. It's going to be a hectic one for you, isn't it?
Yeah, it's going to be another busy one down at Analog Room tonight. We've got this young gentleman that's on my left-hand side, Gunnar Haslam. He's going to be ripping it up tonight.
Gunnar, welcome to the show. Nice to see you.
Thanks.
You're travelling a lot, aren't you? You've just flown in from India, I think?
Yeah.
How were the gigs down there?
Yeah, they were great.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, there's a really cool, sort of small but really passionate techno scene there.
Okay.
Yeah.
Which is your speciality. So let's get started. How did techno start for you? How did you get into it in the first place?
Oh, I don't know. I mean, just growing up in New York, just kind of happens. When I was, 14, 15, going out just with friends, passing records back and forth, going to the record stores, starting from a bit more of a commercial house thing, but then quickly filtering down to, more underground sounds.
And was it very apparent very early on that you wanted to make a career out of this?
No. It never seemed like an option.
All right. What were the other options then? If you hadn't have become a professional DJ, what would you have done?
Well, I mean, I went to school for particle physics, so that.
What is particle physics?
Yeah, it's just. I did a lot of experimental physics, like testing for. New particles and things, just trying to find the building blocks of the universe.
Right. But then thought, no, I want to be a professional DJ.
I mean, I just started then making music, and it just kind of happened that I could do it.
Yeah.
So.
So tell me about your first gig. Memories of the first time you actually faced an audience, and it's down to you to keep them on that dance floor.
Yeah, I mean, that was at. I think it's hard to remember. I mean, you start like just playing out with friends, and then at some point it turns into something where you're playing out and it's more of a proper gig.
Yeah.
And that kind of spectrum it's hard to say when the first one was. But yeah, I mean, so in that sense, it was never like this thing where I felt a lot of pressure, because it had just kind of slowly been building up to that, from just kind of playing records with friends to like, playing records at bars, playing records at then clubs, and so it's just kind of a seamless build-up.
I would guess, though, in New York, that there's big competition. There's probably a lot of clubs, but there's a lot of guys want to play in those clubs. So was it difficult to get your name out there?
Yeah, I mean, it's difficult anywhere, but just kind of it's just over time, meeting people, having all my friends, playing and, playing with them. Yeah, it's tough, but, as just living there and going to bars and going to like little clubs, pretty frequently, you just kind of slowly work your way into it.
Right.
And starting to make music as well helps.
Yeah. So how do you approach a gig? I mean, you've just come from India, as we said. You said that was kind of an intimate sort of a gig. I mean,
yeah, for sure.
What do you do when you first walk into the club? Presumably before you're actually going to play. I mean, do you kind of get a feel of the room and
yeah, I mean, I like to show up an hour early and go down the dance floor and spend some time on the dance floor. Figuring out the vibe, how people are feeling, walking around and, seeing how the sound is in the room, all those things.
So you'll dance to whatever the DJ that's warming up for you is playing?
Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
Okay. So have you had a chance to see the Analog Room yet?
No, not yet.
Okay. Any thoughts on what kind of a set you're going to be laying down?
I mean, yeah, that really depends on the crowd, but, generally I'm usually playing a lot of unreleased stuff by me, sort of very new stuff out of New York, out of the New York underground techno scene by friends of mine and colleagues. So
we're going to get a good dose of New York music.
Yeah.
What about production? I mean, do you produce other artists? Do you produce other DJs?
I mean, I just produce music under my name, and that's all done with analog modular synths, so it's kind of yet another big physics experiment that I just kind of wrangle into something that sounds decent.
Stay one step ahead with Dubai Eye.